Hey gunners, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to pick my Arsenal and Manchester City combined 11. This 11 won't feature players that are currently injured and will mostly go off current form. Before I begin, if you're new here, please smash the subscribe button, turn on notifications and give this video a massive thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. We're going to start with the goalkeepers. Manchester City currently have Ortega and Ederson, but Ederson is currently injured, so is unlikely to play on Sunday, which leaves Ortega as the option against the two Arsenal goalkeepers, who of course are Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya. There was a lot of controversy at the start of the season on who should be Arsenal's number one, but right now it's very obvious that David Raya is Arsenal's better goalkeeper. So it will be David Raya comparing up against Ortega, and I think form this season and just the way David Raya has played in terms of on the ball and just his quality when he comes and collects crosses is world class. And Ortega hasn't played as much this season, so for me it has to be David Raya in goal, the current Premier League Golden Glove leader. So that's the goalkeepers done. Let's swiftly move on to the left backs. And the options from Manchester City are Gvardiol, Ake and Gomez. Obviously, no offense to Gomez, but he doesn't play enough minutes and won't be considered. So that leaves Gvardiol and Ake. And for me, Ake is the superior defender, really good left back. So he will be the representative of Manchester City for that combined 11 starting left back spot. Now, Arsenal have a lot of options in the left back area. You've got Jakub Kiwior, Takehiro Tomiyasu and Alexander Zinchenko. Tomiyasu and Zinchenko are just returning from injury, so I think it's only fair to put Jakub Kiwior as the representative of Arsenal for that left back spot. Kiwior has been absolutely fantastic recently, but I think based over the whole season, Nathan Ake has played more games and is an established defender for Pep Guardiola's side. So I'm going to put him in that starting left back spot. Now on to the defenders, and obviously both teams have a lot of defenders. For Manchester City, you have Gvardiol, Ake again, who can play there, Ruben Diaz, John Stones and Manuel Akanji. However, for me, none of them get into the rest of the back four. I think the underlying metrics show how good Arsenal's defence have been this season. And I don't think Manchester City's defence has been on the same level when it comes to stuff like lowering the XG of the opposition, defending the box, making sure you're not making silly mistakes. So for all those reasons mentioned, I'm going to have Gabriel in the left centre-back role, William Saliba on the right centre-back role, and Ben White at right-back. Obviously, Kyle Walker is fantastic and probably would have been the starting right-back, but he is currently injured. And I think Ben White himself has had a really good second half of the season. So even if Kyle Walker was fit, it would not be outrageous to have Ben White at right back. Now moving on to the hardest area of the pitch to pick a combined Man City and Arsenal 11. So much quality from both sides in that midfield area, but I have had to leave out some of them. For me, the number 6 role, there is no debate, and it is Rodri. He will be the starting number 6. I think this season his consistency has been phenomenal. He has now gone over a year without tasting defeat. And although Declan Rice has been absolutely phenomenal for us this season, I don't think he's quite at Rodri's level in terms of impact and just quality on the ball. But that doesn't mean there's going to be no Declan Rice at all in this 11, because for me, he has to have that left number 8 role. No combined 11 wouldn't have Declan Rice in it. It was just about picking a team which could have both of these midfield powerhouses on the pitch. Now on to the most difficult decision I've had to make, and that is leaving out Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard from this 11. For me, if it was just on form alone, I really do think Martin Odegaard has had a bigger impact this season than Kevin De Bruyne. But you just can't not have a fit Kevin De Bruyne in the starting 11. The way he plays against us specifically, it's just so ridiculous to see. Like, as an Arsenal fan, you just hate seeing De Bruyne on the pitch. You just know he has that switch that can make him just turn the game on its head. And especially in a title race running, I just have to pick him. But then equally leaving out Bernardo Silva as well is an equally tough decision I had to make. For me, obviously in the attacking areas he can play on the wing, but I feel like the three I've selected on the wing just have a better impact and have more quality than him, especially if it's based off of this season. So let's move on to the last three positions, which is left wing, striker and right wing. For me, the left wing spot will be given to Phil Foden. Obviously, Gabriel Martinelli has been brilliant for us over the past 2 seasons, but if it's just based off this season alone, Phil Foden has to take that left wing spot. Statistically, he's gone to another level for City and he's gained this clutch gene. And I know Phil can play in midfield, but I feel like for him to be in this team, which he deserves to be in, he has to be the left winger. Obviously, Grealish is injured and Doku had a really strong start to this season. But in terms of consistency and form over this season alone, it has to be Phil Foden. Now moving on to the centre forward position. And although I would love to put Kai Havertz as the number 9, and I think over the past few games he has been exceptional and possibly better than Haaland, it would be ridiculous not to have Erling Haaland as the number 9. He still is the top scorer this season despite missing a lot of it with injury, but simply put, he's one of the best players in the world and will possibly be a future Ballon d'Or winner. Now all that's left is the right wing position, and just like Erling Haaland with the centre forward position, I think it would be ridiculous not to have Bukayo Saka as the starting right wing in this combined 11. Goals, assists, skill, trickery, passing, Bukayo Saka has it all. I don't think any City player could take that right wing position off him. Obviously they've got Phil Foden, who I put at left wing, that can play right wing, and Bernardo Silva as well as Doku. But for me, none of them can touch Bukayo Saka, both this season but seasons prior to this as well. He is the star boy of both Arsenal and his country. And here is the lineup on paper. David Raya, Nathan Ake, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Rodri, Declan Rice, De Bruyne, Foden, Haaland, Saka. That team would be absolutely ridiculous. And you may notice on the bottom left it says Mikel Arteta, manager, and of course Pep Guardiola has had the far better managerial career, but who's top of the league currently? You can't argue with the facts, so Mikel Arteta simply has to be the manager of this team. So that's it for now, Gunners. Hope you enjoyed. Put down in the comments if you think if I missed out somebody that should have been in this lineup. But thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share the video. Peace.